one of our players from Chile is going to be running that Thief Togwaggle Rogue, and then Zero from Peru will be running that very, very interesting mech Death Rattle Hunter. And we are ready to go here. Mulligan's already coming out on both sides of the field here.
Yeah, we see here now with the card pickups in early, both players having quite a slow start going in to this, but that's not the biggest problem for this rogue though, because the rogue is a little bit slower than the normal like tempo-based rogue based on the thief package with like vendettas, blink foxes, hench clan burglars to really generate a lot of value and have like these big swing turns with like a 0 mana vendetta can give.
Yeah, we're seeing some really fast turns from both sides. A couple of hero taps here from Zero's side to kick things off, and Spider Bomb already coming out into a tempo Edwin Van Cleef. It'll be a really easy clear on the side of Zero.
Yeah, this is the problem for machine here as well. Like, yes, you can either sacrifice your Edwin into the Spider Bomb, you can clear and try to hope it hits the Fox, but it's really dangerous because Mech Hunter is really dangerous to actually leave any mechs up, because these mechs really punish you when they get like these magnetized things. You have fireworks tech, you have a lot of stuff that just basically can clear you out there. And going to go with the clear out, hits the Edwin though, still leaves the 3/3 on board, which is not horrible.
Mm-hmm. You have Wing Blast though, so here is a really interesting inclusion into Zero's iteration of the mech Death Rattle Hunter here. I really like that card. It might be one of my favorite tech cards to add into a Hunter deck, is that Wing Blast.
Yeah, it has a lot of versatility. It kills off a lot of stuff. Like he doesn't run the Spring Paw package, like the Small Beast package, because he run more defensive card like Sun Fury Protector and Wild Pyromancer instead. But it really works with that a lot of things. If you want things to die, the Wing Blast just works with it. Seeing here though, he's contemplating how he should deal with this Blink Fox. One of the ways he can do it is using these 9 lives and just spawning, use the Spider Bomb. That doesn't develop anything. You can also just use the Wing Blast for full 4 mana, being able to just clear it off. But he needs to value which part of the cards are worth more in the long run. And he chooses to go with the 9 lives here, getting a second Spider or a third Spider Bomb in hand. That he can also combine with the fireworks deck next turn. And with these Spider Bombs drawn so early for Zero, he can really aggressively take over the board, so a machine can't really do any damage. We're turn 4 and it's no damage done to face yet.
Waggle pick though.
Yeah, is 4 damage to face.
Yeah, gonna be able to do a decent chunk of damage here. Thinking about what that Death Rattle is going to connect with though on Machine's board to bring it back. I don't know if he has some great options right now. We're still a little whiles away from being able to see Heist Bear and Togwaggle hit the floor. Evil Cable Rat in hand as well is going to help with that just a bit, but we're still missing those critical lackeys.
That's the Spirit of the Shark though, and Spirit of the Shark, as we saw earlier, could be a key card here, doubling all the battle cries and the combo effects to basically give you huge value turns for the rogue.
We saw that play out earlier as well in our very first matchup of the day. That was a lot of value coming out from that Shark Totem.
And here we see the Evil Cable Rat coming down. He wants to bounce it though to get more lackeys into hand. Like having a 0 mana Cable Lackey, you can combine. Oh, he even goes with it just straight away to get even more lackeys. He can go with the double Faceless Lackey now to get a huge board of minions if he so wants to. But he decides to go with the SI7. And I'd rather save it for the Spirit of a Shark and have like just basically fill up your full board if you so want to. Mechanical Web coming down though on turn 6, just as clocked in. And that's a problem card to deal with right at this moment, seeing how there's only one sap around in deck and there's no sap in hand. So Machine going with the Shark here, just building up a huge board. Each of these basic lackey will spawn 2 more. Getting a Cho and a Loot Hoarder, and basically meaning he could draw some cards, and he also denies a little bit of that juicy spell spells that Zero can't cast. But with this magnetize onto this whelp, this whelp is going to do some work with this double fireworks tech, basically being able to pick up 2 more minions and spawn 2 7/7s.
Excellent. Especially if you can somehow RNG hit.
Yeah,
the
1 in
Spirit of the
4
Shark.
now. Let's see if it hits the Spirit of the Shark. Ooh, just short.
barely.
But this is a board that the Rogue will have troubles dealing with. Of course, playing the High Sparrow now, you can prep into the Treasure if you so happen to be. But this is a lot of damage staring down you.
Well, Rogue has a hard time dealing with it just because of the fact that there's really no good AoE removal tools. You have Sap. You have 1 copy of Sap in this primary iteration of Machine's deck.
That's a Shadow Step as well.
That's kind of it.
So what can you do here now? One of the things you can, like the problem also is that this this mechanical whelp being will remove some of the board no matter what, due to the fact that it has this or 1 spider bomb inside itself. So even if you went for something like the High Baron Togwell, you can't really prep out this anymore because of the nerf as well. He's just going for the white board. This Venomizer, though, is a huge thing because it can deal with a lot of the options that they have. Going for the High Baron Togwell to get the value early, picks up the Wondrous Wand, double Wondrous Wand here, just picking up fast, but now calculating whether or not he can afford to go face or not. Because, well, your opponent is at 20, and you're at 26.
20 damage on board here for Zero right now.
Yeah, but it's not a lot of burst in Zero's deck in general here.
Yeah, he can use the hero power for a total of 22 at this moment in time, but he still has to deal with the fact that there is 5, 8, 14 damage here on the side of Machine's board.
Yeah, and with the Wondrous Wand in hand for Machine, he has the opportunity to draw into more damage and be able to find a lethal somehow here. So Zero has to take a more defensive turn going forward here now with the Mark Shot. And he can even consider using like Mark Shot and 9 lives to be able to pick up some kills with another Spider Bomb going off with this Wing Blast as well, if he so wants to. Mark Shot coming down. What can he be the picks?
Ooh, that's awesome.
That's a lot of good options there. Picks the Freezing Trap at a quick pace here. Considering what to hit with his Wing Blast, he's going for just removing as much damage as possible and going straight face with a lot of this damage and setting up lethal for next turn.
Yeah, that was really good calculation here. Ah, that's not what you wanted to see.
Playing this 9 lives, playing another mechanical whelp, just being the biggest board he can possibly be. This is 17 damage on board. Leroy Shadow Step in hand.
That's
just
it.
finishes off just like you used to be. And that's over. That's so, due to that Spider Bomb hitting exactly the 1/1, meaning you are dead to Leroy Shadow Step. And running all the way down to the rope there was one of the reasons. He went with a whelp to get an extra instead of going with a Spider Bomb for another hit, which would have made him survive. But I think it was a little bit panic there because the turn took so long.
Yeah, definitely going down to the rope can make you stress a little bit about finishing out your turn, but that came down to the wire for both players. It really could have gone either way, but I absolutely agree with you. I think we saw a little bit of a misplay there from Zero. An unfortunate circumstance there from the Spider Bomb as well, not hitting High Spare and Togwaggle.
Yeah, or even
33% chance.
Or
so.
even just hitting like the Fair Dragon would have been
That's
enough
true, yeah.
to survive. So unfortunately, circumstances there, but this is not over. This deck, as you saw, even though it should be like you struggle with Rogue and everything like that, it really had like the early game with these Spider Bombs and can really snowball like this. And just a few more different steps, maybe he would have probably won that game. And let's see if he can come back from this one
Absolutely.
in the game too.
I mean, I know there are a lot of supporters, though, for Machine in chat right now. So they're really probably very excited about the fact that Machine was able to take that first game win here in the set. But it is a best of 3, so this is potential match point here for Machine. But we could also see the reverse sweep coming out from Zero. Now, looking at the deck lists, Delta,
Yeah.
do you think that we're going to see any changes here coming out from Zero Machine as we move into this second game of the set?
Well, Zero, even though his primary list is pretty tech towards like the anti-aggressive variant, he still has cards like Mojamasa Sihi that hurts him more than an aggro deck. He has a secondary list that has some more anti-aggro tools that we most likely will see him employ here in the second game. He has stuff like the Henge Clan Hogsteed, which is one of the 2-mana 2/1s with Rush. He has that Unleash the Hound, Baited Arrows, basically stuff that can deal with a little bit of the rogue side of the board here.
Well, we see one copy at least of Unleash the Hounds in the deck, which is similar to the primary deck list here, just looking at Zero's side of the board. In the secondary version, you do have an extra copy of Unleash the Hounds, but we won't be able to tell
before more
quite
draws
yet.
here, basically.
Yeah. Batterhead, that was not a card that we got a chance to see in the first game here for Zero. I wonder if that's going to play a difference as we look at the state of the board as it is right now.
Picking up that Mossy Horror tells us everything, because the Mossy Horror is a new inclusion in the secondary deck, and that's exactly what I was talking about. This is the addition to basically be able to have more chance against these aggressive decks. But Zero has a super fast start here, though. Clearing off this Blink Fox and setting up some taunts and basically denying Machine any form of damage going forward. There's, of course, the Machine has the opportunity to use Vendetta, Eviscerates and everything, but he has no minion he can play down to really proc off this Vaggle pick.
Yeah, and I almost wonder whether or not you have to give up the value from the death rattle of the Waggle pick right now, though, in order to deal with some of this board. But if you can deal with the Spider Bomb now, then you avoid the death rattle later.
Yeah, so getting rid of the Spider Bomb with this Vendetta is almost always going to be the play here. He has the option to go with Myras if he wants as well after a prep Eviscerate, but it seems like he wants to go wait a little with it, because if you Myras
I don't
early...
think Myras is appropriate right now.
No, you will struggle with like the full... Oh, maybe he thinks differently. Yeah, he goes with the Myras.
Differently.
He's just want to end this game as soon as possible. Picks up the sap, picks up a backstab here to be able to clear out. Not a lot of burst in hand besides the Life Drinker and the Spirit of the Shark, but he can make no Leroy, no nothing like that. But still, with this Waggle pick, he can be able to bounce this Life Drinker over and over and over again to be able to really close out the game. And the second Waggle pick as well is representing 8 damage. And there's lack of healing in this Hunter list besides this Ziliax.
Already into fatigue, though, so Machine's going to have to win quickly and win hard. He can't afford a loss here, though. He does have that 1-0 advantage moving into the second game.
But he's lacking also lackey generators here. So the High Baron Togwaggle is basically a 6-mana 5/5, which is not one you want to play. The thing, though, is...
He has no lackeys.
Yeah, but he's calculating his damage now. The Waggle pick right to the face right now is 4 damage. You can combine that with like a Life Trinket this turn if you so want to. Seems like he wants to go with an Edwin Van Cleef and just bounce it once and just get a big one, because he's already seen a Spider Bomb. So there's not that much of a threat of that Spider Bomb. And it's also the fact that he doesn't run any deadly shot that can punish this. So the second Oblivitron comes out after it's been sapped, and this Edwin will connect face for 6 damage if he so wants to.
Gonna have to be a little careful, though, because the Oblivitron right now
will pull a Mechanical Whelp.
Yeah, will absolutely pull the Mechanical Whelp, and I don't really feel like Machine has the answers at the moment to cleanly deal with it, because you really want to save the Eviscerate for burst damage. Ziliax, you know, I guess can help with that in some regard, but...
Or whatever Blink Fox picks up. If Blink Fox gives him like a Frost Trap. But he goes with this Waggle pick. He just pushes 10 damage face straight now, and I just hope there's no Ziliax. And we see from Zero's side there's no Ziliax in hand, and this might just be over next turn. Contemplating whether to play the Eviscerate or the Blink Fox here, though. The Blink Fox gives him more cards that might be good. He always has 6 bursts with Spirit of the Shark Life Drinker next turn, but if he then uses Eviscerate, now he always sets up lethal unless there is a taunt or a silly axe.
No, just going for it right away because he knows that this is a dire situation. Machine's going to have to win here.
That is a Wild Pyromancer. That is not the card he needs at the moment. Is this just over? I think there's no way out of this.
Ooh.
The trap goes off. It's a snake trap. That doesn't matter that much because you can deal with a snake trap with Wild Pyromancer and Wind Blast, but...
Mossy Horror.
Yeah, but that doesn't deal with Edwin Van Cleef.
Does not deal with Edwin Van Cleef, so...
You have the Wind Blast, though, to deal with him.
Yes.
And he also sets up 14 damage and sets up lethal for next turn, but you're super scary. You're at 7 health. The Rogue has a Waggle Pick equipped, which is 4 damage. Basically mean you are at 3 health. So any sort of damage from the Rogue, like a Life Drinker that we see in Machine's hand, is death. But you can't really play around that because you just have to play to your best.
You just have to hope that it's not in hand right now. But Zero's still weighing out some of their options. I would personally go for the Mossy Horror Wing Blast play.
It's the cleanest way. It procs your Whelp.
Yeah. It guarantees you 14 damage, but again, there's really nothing that you can do.
Machine just waggling a little bit back and forth there. Pretty safe in the position. Takes 3 damage from fatigue. Doesn't even care. Plays the Life Drinker, and it's over. 2-0. Super quick compared to the last series.
Yeah. Well, we don't have a warrior.
Yeah.
So it is going to be a lot faster, knowing that the Rogue and the Hunter play much, much faster. And Machine, I will take it back. That was the perfect time to Myra's Unstable Element. It was a risky play. Very risky.
Yeah.
But it paid off, and so I think Machine's going to feel really good about that one. And it makes sure that Machine still has a chance to make it to China.
Yeah,
remember,
yes, 2-1.